Hello, South Texas. Welcome to the first episode of Pass the Mic, the official Aransas Pass Chamber of Commerce podcast. I'm Roland Rodriguez.
And I'm Rosemary Vega, the CEO for the Aransas Pass Chamber of Commerce. And we are so excited to bring you behind the scenes of the city we love. We love hearing stories and all the great things about Aransas Pass, and we're here to share them with you.
Yeah, everyone on the Texas coast. That's what we do. We're about sharing information and sharing the love. Each episode, we'll be talking to local business owners. We'll be talking to community leaders. I say community, right?
Yeah.
Community leaders. And we'll be talking to the shakers and makers. Or is it maker and shakers? I think we're going to go with makers and shakers of our community. And we're going to give them the mic so they can tell us their story.
That's right. Whether you live here or your whole life or you're visiting, or just rolled into town, this podcast is for you. We want you to keep you informed, inspired, and involved in what's happening in our community.
Yeah, so, wait. First of all, how rude of us. We didn't, really introduce ourselves. We said our names, but let's give you guys a little background of for both of us. So myself, for those who don't know, I worked in media. I worked in television for 30 years.
Everybody knows.
I know. I worked for Channel 6 and Channel 10. Those are the CBS and NBC affiliates here in Corpus Christi. And my journey was a wild one. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I ended up in TV. And then after 30 years, in August of 2020, Miss Rosemary Vega gave me a call, and this was, I don't even remember.
How long it's been?
Yeah,
Wow.
2020, 5 years. So I don't even remember this conversation. We just had Hurricane Hannah. It rolled through the south. We didn't have a lot of destruction, but we got a lot of rain and a lot of storm surge.
And we had PTSD already.
Yeah, because we're recovering from Harvey. And that was another hurricane in just a couple of years. Luckily, we didn't have too much damage, but we had a lot of water damage.
Right.
So you had called me, and it was a Monday, and
wow, I don't even remember that.
it was a Monday, and when I saw my caller ID, I saw it was you, and I go, she is calling because when she called me, it's usually because she wanted to hear the gossip, what's happening in TV.
Whatever, Roland. Whatever.
So I was like, okay. So I answered it, and she goes, hey, what's going on? And then I talked about, hey, just a long weekend. I think I worked almost 15 hours. No, excuse me, 30 hours. It was 15 hours each day, so it was almost 30 hours in 2 days. I was exhausted, and I think I even said, so I said, I don't know any gossip, and I was like, I'm not here. You go, I'm not calling for that. I'm actually calling for an opportunity for you, Roland. I said, well, what's that? And you said, we are starting an alliance between the Chamber of Commerce, the City of Aransas Pass, and the school district, APISD. And we thought of you. And I was like, what? Really? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it because I have a job, and I like doing my job. And then after, I guess, just not even 30 minutes later, I'm watching TV, and I said, well, I told you, well, that sounds great. Let me think about it. So I'm watching the weather, and all of a sudden we had 7 systems pop up within those 2 hours after our conversation and before our conversation. Obviously, it happened before. And I told myself, do I want to do this again? Working natural disasters is no fun. You're hungry, you're wet, you're tired, and it's
sleepy.
Especially sleepy because I worked early mornings. I would go to work at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then during the storm, I didn't get home until almost 6 o'clock at night. So I'm exhausted. I'm saying, do I want to do this again? I think within an hour, I called you back, and I said, Rosemary, do you remember this?
I remember it.
I was
very
like,
well.
Let's do this. I had a great run in TV. Let's try this. And I think it was, I just felt something good about this. And I made a lot of bad decisions in my life. But I'm telling you right now, making the decision to come to Aransas Pass was one of my best decisions I have ever made. And I have not regretted it one bit.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a little bit of a concept I had in the beginning. I thought, what can we do to set ourselves apart from the rest of, the county, the region, and, tell our story, share our story all day long, talk about the unity in our community, and really bring the different, industries, but the different organizations in our town together the main three, the city, the school district, and the chamber. In order for us to evolve and grow, we needed to be unified, and we needed to be sharing the same message and being in communication consistently.
Yeah.
And it was a win for everyone. I mean, it took a little bit of a buy-in from everyone to buy into that concept, but once we did, it was an all go from there.
And the fact that everyone was on board was even great, knowing that me coming in and knowing, I guess, who I was, I felt like I brought a lot of credibility to Aransas Pass. So I always told people I'm not the public relations guy. I'm the ambassador of Aransas Pass. That's how much I care about AP. And when we started this marriage 5 years ago, I haven't looked back, and we're only, things are only going to get better for us.
And I feel like it has served us well. I mean, we are setting ourselves apart. We are active all the time promoting our community, whether it's businesses or tourism. We're always, doing something, keeping ourselves moving forward. So I feel like, the relationship between the three entities and bringing you on board really kind of put us all together on the same page, and it has absolutely served us well.
Best decision you've ever made. I'm just telling you right now. So,
well, one of the best.
Yeah, one of the many decisions, because you are a visionary. So for those who don't know, give us a little bit about your background.
Oh my gosh. So I've lived in Aransas Pass my whole life. I was born and raised here. My father was a shrimper here. Being a salesperson which is what you are when you're, a chamber in a visitor center. You're a salesperson. You're essentially selling your community to
always
everyone
promoting.
Else. And so it's really easy to sell something that you love, something that you believe in, something that you support. And so this really has not ever felt like a job to me. It's always been something that I get up 100% to do every day. I never get tired of doing it. I'm always looking for something else. I'm always inspired. I inspire myself. I have a magical idea and I have to run with it. And I just bring all these people on board with me and let's just go down this road
I feel
together.
like you're a songwriter. You're a songwriter. Anytime inspiration comes, you have to get up and write it down.
I have ADD, self-diagnosed. I have to be doing something all the time. I've been working for this Chamber of Commerce for 18 plus years. I can't be bored. I have to have something to do all the time, even if I have to create that something to do.
And one of the things you've done is bring our community together by bringing me in.
That's right.
Great job.
That's right.
But also you're like I said, you're a visionary. You always see things. You're not stuck in the past. You're always seeing things. How can we do better? What can we do better? How can we make this city grow?
We are behind the scenes a lot, and that's where I like to be. It doesn't really matter who's in the front, as long as I know that we did the work on the back end. It is very rewarding for me to be on that side of things, and that's where I get my energy from, and that's what drives me, is every day waking up to make an impact, to be the change, to make sure that we're doing something that's going to be significant and magnificent for our community. And I really don't care who gets the credit for it.
I feel the same way.
As long as I know on the back end, we did our part to make sure that it happens, and that to me is the most rewarding thing of all.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I get a different gratification when I'm out there helping, the community, or helping our members, or doing anything. I like being behind the scenes now. I like just helping. And pat on the back, great, but I don't ask for it. I don't seek it.
I don't care for that.
I'm just all about, as long as I help.
I'm not in my comfort zone when people are giving me
praise. You're give me compliments.
I don't care for it.
Whoa. You're making me blush, but I don't do that for this. I do this to help, and I'm the same way with you, and I love it. That's why people see any of our pictures. I'm not in a lot of pictures.
You're not in any of the pictures.
I prefer to take the pictures, and I go, it's not about me. I think it's about us, and that meaning us is our community. So everyone's going to ask, why are we doing a podcast?
For a whole lot of reasons.
That's a big question. Why are we why did we start Pass the Mic, the official Aransas Pass Chamber of Commerce podcast? And this is something that I don't think, there are some chambers doing it, but not in South Texas. Not in South Texas. Up north, I've seen them before, and to be honest, that's where I got the idea.
Well, this was one of the takeaways.
It was
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was your idea, and I just researched it. This was one of the takeaways
from our strategic plan, was us to create a podcast to share the chamber's events and programs and business ideas and concepts and the things that our businesses do well, or that they want to promote, or to elevate them. This was huge for us, and we're really looking forward to getting into some of the businesses that we have within our membership, to promote them and to be inside their business, showing people what they have to offer. A lot of times you live in the town and you really never go to certain businesses, so you don't know what they have unless you physically walk in there, where we sometimes physically walk in with a mixer or a ribbon cutting or a groundbreaking or something. But this will give us another idea, another option for businesses and for people to visit those businesses from the outside without actually having to step foot in there to see if it's somewhere that they want to patron.
Yeah, we get to promote our members, and then you said we also anything that's happening big. We have a fishing tournament or whatnot. We're going to promote that as well. So we're all about, like you said, giving back, and this is just another way. We're doing this, and this is a thing that we want to do for our members, as you mentioned. We want to help our members. This is another way to promote our members by going to their establishment and having them sit down with us, and we will pass them the mic so they could tell their story and how they got there, and what's their vision and why they chose Aransas Pass, and also why they chose to be a part of the Chamber of Commerce and how we've been able to help them grow, because our slogan is "Come grow with us," and that we literally mean that.
It's also an opportunity for tourism. So we have a lot of businesses in this community that are tourism based. They cater toward tourism. So a lot of times we have special events. A lot of the businesses do things during, seasons where we have high peak tourists. And if they're doing something, significant or something special for those reasons, those are other businesses that we also want to reach out to and get the word out about what they're doing to bring tourists to our community.
It's a win, like I said, and I know that this is just a start. This is our introduction. This is our first episode. We want to let everybody know this is what we're going to do. We haven't decided if it's going to be weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, but it's good. I think we should go every day, but we can't do that because we're busy. Because I enjoy talking. Obviously, that. But this is something that we are so excited to bring our community, our Aransas Pass, our Pass the Mic official podcast for the Chamber of Commerce, and it's a lot of fun. So what can people expect during our podcast?
We're going to be going out to visit different businesses. We're going to encourage businesses to reach out to us, so that you and I can go visit them, or you can go, on your own based on what I'm doing.
And if you're watching this and you're not a member, you reach out to us, and you can give us a call at 361-758-2750 and say, hey, not only do I want to be a member of the Chamber of Commerce, but I also want to be a part of the podcast as well. And you know how quickly we can do that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to setting up at the different businesses, some of the restaurants we have, some of the pubs, and doing our podcast there.
So do we have guidelines? Are we going to have guidelines?
We probably should.
We should. we should.
We probably should. Those will evolve as we.
Yeah.
As we
so
go
I think number one guideline: when we go to restaurants, Rosemary, they got to feed us, because we can't talk about their restaurant without tasting the food, because we got to be honest. I'm kidding. Y'all don't have to feed us, but if you don't, we'll be.
We'll be sad.
We'll be sad. Let's wrap this up, okay? So we'll be promoting businesses, events like the Shrimpery, which is we moved.